Welcome to Serene Science Channel. Tonight, we're going to embark on a fascinating journey through your nervous system. I'm going to teach you exactly how sleep works, why your body needs it, and what is happening inside you right now as you transition from the stress of your day into the deep restoration of sleep. This isn't just another sleep meditation. This is sleep science. And understanding the science makes it work even better. When you know what's happening in your body, when you understand the mechanisms at play, your mind can relax into the process instead of fighting it. So get comfortable, because we're going to explore something absolutely remarkable: your own nervous system. Let me start by telling you about two discoveries that changed everything we know about sleep. In the 1920s, a German psychiatrist named Hans Berger invented the the IG. For the first time in human history, we could actually see the electrical activity of the brain. We could watch thoughts happening. We could see the difference between wakefulness and sleep. What Berger discovered was astonishing. Our brains produce electrical waves. These waves change frequency depending on what state we're in. When you're awake and alert, reading or working or solving problems, your brain produces what we call beta waves. These are fast waves, cycling about 13 to 30 times per second. They're the waves of active thinking, of concentration, of being engaged with the world. But when you start to relax, something interesting happens. Your brain waves slow down. They shift into what we call alpha waves. These cycle about 8 to 13 times per second. Alpha waves are the waves of relaxed wakefulness. They're what happens when you're sitting peacefully, maybe looking out a window, mind wandering gently. You're awake, but you're not actively processing information. You're just being. As you relax even more deeply, as you start to drift towards sleep, your brain waves slow down further. They become theta waves, cycling about 4 to 8 times per second. Theta is that dreamy state between waking and sleeping. It's where creativity lives. It's where your mind makes unexpected connections. Artists and musicians and writers often report that their best ideas come in theta state, in that space just before sleep where logic loosens its grip and imagination takes over. And then, when you finally fall into deep sleep, your brain produces delta waves. These are the slowest waves of all, cycling just half a cycle to 4 cycles per second. Delta sleep is where the deepest restoration happens. It's where your body repairs tissues, where your immune system strengthens, where your brain consolidates memories and clears away the metabolic waste that accumulated during the day. Right now, as you're listening to this, your brain is probably producing beta waves mixed with some alpha. You're alert enough to understand what I'm saying, but you're starting to relax. Over the next few minutes, we're going to gently guide your brain from beta through alpha into theta, and eventually into delta. We're going to do this not by forcing it, but by understanding it, by working with your body's natural systems. The second major discovery I want to tell you about happened much more recently. In the 1990s, researchers made a breakthrough in understanding something called the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is the part of your nervous system that runs automatically. You don't think about it. You don't control it consciously. It goes to work keeping you alive every second of every day. The autonomic nervous system has 2 branches. Think of them as 2 opposite modes that your body can be in. The first is called the sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight system. It's what activates when you're stressed, when you're in danger, when you need to take action. When your sympathetic nervous system is activated, amazing things happen in your body. Your heart rate increases, pumping more blood to your muscles. Your breathing becomes faster and shallower, bringing more oxygen into your system quickly. Your pupils dilate, letting in more light so you can see threats more clearly. Your digestion slows down or stops entirely, Because who needs to digest food when you're running from a tiger? Blood flow shifts away from your digestive system and toward your limbs. Your muscles tense up, ready to fight or flee. Even your blood becomes stickier, more prone to clotting, so that if you're injured, you won't bleed out as quickly. This system evolved over millions of years to keep us alive. When our ancestors encountered a predator, the sympathetic nervous system kicked in instantly, giving them the energy and focus they needed to escape. It's a brilliant survival mechanism. The problem is, in our modern world, we activate this system constantly. A difficult email from your boss triggers it. Traffic triggers it. Financial worries trigger it. Arguments trigger it. Your body can't tell the difference between a real physical threat and a psychological stressor. To your sympathetic nervous system, they're all tigers. And here's the crucial part. When your sympathetic nervous system is activated, you cannot sleep deeply. It's physiologically impossible. Your body is in survival mode. Sleep is a vulnerable state. If there's a tiger nearby, the last thing your body wants to do is fall unconscious. So your sympathetic nervous system keeps you alert, keeps you vigilant, keeps you from the deep rest you actually need. This is why so many people struggle with sleep. They lie in bed, exhausted, but their minds won't stop racing. Their sympathetic nervous system is still activated from the day's stresses, and it won't let them relax into sleep. They might eventually fall into a light, restless sleep, but they never reach that deep, restorative delta sleep their bodies desperately need. But here's the good news. You have another system. The second branch of your autonomic nervous system is called the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest and digest system. When the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, everything reverses. Your heart rate slows down, your breathing becomes deep and regular, your pupils constrict, your digestion activates, blood flow shifts back to your organs, your muscles relax, your blood returns to its normal consistency, your entire body shifts into repair and restoration mode. The parasympathetic nervous system is controlled primarily by a remarkable nerve called the vagus nerve. Vagus is Latin for wandering, and this nerve truly wanders throughout your body. It's the longest nerve in your autonomic nervous system. It starts in your brainstem, travels down through your neck, and branches out to touch nearly every major organ. Your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your intestines. All of them are connected to the vagus nerve. When your vagus nerve is activated, it sends signals throughout your body that everything is safe, that you can relax, that you can rest and restore. Scientists call this having high vagal tone. People with high vagal tone tend to be calmer, more resilient to stress, better able to regulate their emotions, and yes, they sleep better. The fascinating thing is that you can activate your vagus nerve voluntarily. You can shift yourself from sympathetic dominance to parasympathetic dominance. You can manually reset your nervous system. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. There are several ways to activate the vagus nerve and engage your parasympathetic nervous system. The most powerful and immediate method is through your breath, specifically through slowing down your breathing and extending your exhale. When you breathe slowly, especially when your exhale is longer than your inhale, it directly stimulates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve connects to your diaphragm, and when you take slow, deep breaths, mechanically stimulating the diaphragm, you're physically activating the vagus nerve. This isn't mystical or metaphorical. It's pure physiology. Slow breathing causes a measurable decrease in heart rate, a measurable decrease in blood pressure, and measurable changes in brainwave patterns. Numerous studies have confirmed this. In fact, many meditation practices, yoga breathing techniques, and relaxation methods all work precisely because they activate the vagus nerve through breath control. The second way to activate your parasympathetic nervous system is through progressive muscle relaxation. When you consciously relax your muscles, one area at a time, you're sending powerful signals to your brain that the danger is past. Tense muscles tell your brain you're in fight or flight mode. Relaxed muscles tell your brain you're safe. By systematically relaxing every muscle group in your body, you're essentially convincing your nervous system that there's no threat, that it's safe to shift into rest mode. The third method is through visualization and mindfulness. When you focus your attention on peaceful imagery, on calming thoughts, or simply on the present moment, you're disengaging the parts of your brain that keep you in sympathetic activation. Worry, anxiety, rumination, these all keep your sympathetic nervous system active. But present moment awareness, peaceful visualization, these engage different neural pathways that support parasympathetic activation. Tonight, we're going to use all three methods. We'll start with breathwork to immediately begin activating your vagus nerve. Then we'll move through progressive muscle relaxation, systematically releasing tension from every part of your body. And finally, we'll use gentle visualization to help your mind settle into the same state of peace that your body has found. But before we begin those practices, I want you to understand one more crucial piece of science. I want you to understand what happens during sleep and why it matters so much. Sleep is not just one thing. It's not a simple on-off switch where you're either awake or asleep. Sleep is actually a complex cycle that repeats throughout the night. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and during those 90 minutes, your brain and body move through distinct stages, each with its own purpose. The first stage of sleep is called N1, or stage 1 sleep. This is the transition phase, the border between waking and sleeping. It typically lasts just a few minutes. Your muscles begin to relax, your eye movements slow down, and your brain waves shift from alpha into theta. You might experience sudden muscle twitches called hypnic jerks. These are completely normal. It's a remnant from our evolutionary past, when our ancestors slept in trees and falling was a real danger. After stage 1 comes stage 2, sleep, or N2. This is light sleep, but it's deeper than stage 1. Your body temperature drops slightly. Your heart rate slows. Your eye movements stop. Your brain waves continue to slow, but they're punctuated by brief bursts of rapid activity called sleep spindles. Scientists believe these sleep spindles are involved in memory consolidation. Your brain is taking the experiences of the day and deciding what to keep and what to discard. Stage 2 sleep makes up about half of your total sleep time. It's not the deepest sleep, but it's important. This is when your body really begins to relax, when your muscles release their tension, when your mind starts to disengage from the day's concerns. After stage 2 comes the really good stuff. Stage 3 sleep, also called N3, or slow wave sleep, or delta sleep. This is deep sleep. Your brain produces those slow delta waves we talked about earlier. It becomes very difficult to wake someone from delta sleep. If you do wake them, they'll be disoriented and confused for several minutes. Delta sleep is where the magic happens. During delta sleep, your body releases growth hormone. This hormone is responsible for tissue repair, muscle building, and bone strengthening. It's why children grow primarily during sleep, and why athletes need adequate sleep to recover from training. During delta sleep, your immune system kicks into high gear. Your body produces more infection-fighting cells and proteins. This is why sleep helps you heal when you're sick, and why chronic sleep deprivation makes you more susceptible to illness. During delta sleep, your brain also does something remarkable. Scientists discovered this only recently. Your brain has a waste clearance system called the glymphatic system. During the day, As your neurons fire and work, they produce metabolic waste products. These accumulate in the spaces between brain cells. But during delta sleep, something amazing happens. The space between your brain cells expands by about 60%. This lymphatic clearance is crucial for brain health. One of the waste products it clears away is a protein called beta amyloid, which is associated with Alzheimer's disease. People who don't get enough deep sleep don't clear beta amyloid effectively, and it accumulates in the brain. This is one reason why chronic sleep deprivation is linked to increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. After delta sleep comes REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, because during this stage, your eyes move rapidly back and forth beneath your closed eyelids. REM sleep is where most dreaming occurs. During REM, your brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake, but your body is effectively paralyzed. This paralysis is a protective mechanism. It prevents you from acting out your dreams. When this mechanism fails, you get a condition called REM behavior disorder, where people physically act out their dreams, sometimes injuring themselves or their sleeping partners. REM sleep is crucial for emotional processing and certain types of memory consolidation. Studies have shown that people who are deprived of REM sleep have more difficulty regulating their emotions. They're more reactive, more anxious, more prone to mood swings. REM sleep is also when your brain consolidates procedural memories, the kind of memories involved in learning skills. If you're learning to play an instrument, or mastering a sport, or acquiring any physical skill, REM sleep is when that learning gets locked in. These stages cycle throughout the night. You go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, REM, and then the cycle repeats. But the cycles aren't identical. Early in the night, you spend more time in deep delta sleep and less time in REM. As the night progresses, the balance shifts. Later cycles have more REM sleep and less delta sleep. This is why it's so important to get a full night's sleep. If you only sleep 5 or 6 hours, you're cutting off those later cycles, those longer REM periods. You're missing out on crucial emotional processing and skill consolidation. A full night's sleep typically includes 4 to 6 complete cycles. That's why most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Some people can function on less, some need more, but for the vast majority of humans, 7 to 9 hours is what is required to go through. Enough cycles to get adequate amounts of both delta sleep and REM sleep. Now, here's what's fascinating. The transition from waking to sleeping, the shift through all these stages, is controlled by a complex interplay of chemicals in your brain. As evening approaches, your brain starts producing a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin doesn't put you to sleep directly, but it signals to your body that it's nighttime, that sleep is approaching. It's like a biological sunset. At the same time, another chemical called adenosine has been building up in your brain all day. Adenosine is a byproduct of neural activity. Every time your neurons fire, a tiny amount of adenosine is produced. Throughout the day, adenosine accumulates, creating what scientists call sleep pressure. The longer you've been awake, the more adenosine you have, and the stronger your urge to sleep becomes. When you finally do fall asleep, your brain clears away the adenosine, which is why you wake up feeling refreshed. This is also how caffeine works, by the way. Caffeine molecules are shaped very similarly to adenosine molecules. When you drink coffee, the caffeine binds to adenosine receptors in your brain. Blocking TIM, your adenosine levels are still high, but your brain can't detect it because the receptors are blocked. This is why caffeine makes you feel alert, but the adenosine is still there, still building up. When the caffeine wears off, all that accumulated adenosine suddenly floods the receptors, which is why you get a caffeine crash. Another important chemical is cortisol. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone, and it does increase during stress, but it also has a natural daily rhythm. Cortisol levels should be high in the morning to help you wake up and stay alert throughout the day, then gradually decrease through the evening, reaching their lowest point in the middle of the night. This drop in cortisol, combined with the rise in melatonin and the accumulation of adenosine, creates the perfect biological conditions for sleep. But here's where it gets complicated. All of these systems can be disrupted. Artificial light, especially blue light from screens, suppresses melatonin production. Your brain interprets blue light as sunlight, as daytime, so it holds off on producing melatonin. This is why scrolling through your phone before bed makes it harder to fall asleep. You're literally telling your brain it's still daytime. Stress keeps cortisol levels elevated. If you're worried about work, about money, about relationships, about anything, your body produces cortisol. Even if it's nighttime, even if you're lying in bed, that cortisol is keeping you in a state of alertness. Remember, cortisol is part of your sympathetic nervous system response. High cortisol means your body thinks there's a threat, and it won't let you fully relax into sleep. Irregular sleep schedules confuse your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your body's internal 24-hour clock. It is controlled by a tiny cluster of about 20,000 neurons in your brain called the supracerebellum. These neurons respond to light and dark cycles, and they coordinate the timing of nearly every biological process in your body. When you go to bed and wake up at consistent times, your circadian rhythm stays aligned. But when your sleep schedule is erratic, going to bed at different times, waking up at different times, your circadian rhythm gets confused. Your body doesn't know when it is supposed to be alert and when it is supposed to be resting. All of these factors, the blue light, the stress, the irregular schedules, they keep you in sympathetic dominance. They prevent your parasympathetic nervous system from fully activating. They keep you from transitioning smoothly through the sleep stages. And this is why so many people struggle with sleep. But here's the beautiful thing. Once you understand these systems, once you know how they work, you can work with them. You can create the conditions that support natural, healthy sleep. And that's exactly what we're doing tonight. We're removing all the things that keep you in sympathetic activation, and we're actively engaging the systems that promote parasympathetic rest. By listening to this, by lying in bed, by focusing on your breath and your body, you're already beginning the process. You're reducing sensory input. You're re-giving your brain permission to shift from beta waves into alpha, and eventually into theta and delta. You're allowing your cortisol levels to drop. You're giving your melatonin time to work. You're creating the perfect internal environment for sleep. And the best part is, you don't have to try hard. In fact, trying hard is counterproductive. Trying to sleep activates your conscious mind, which is exactly what you need to quiet. Sleep comes when you stop trying, when you simply allow your body's natural systems to do what they're designed to do. So right now, as we finish this introduction, I want you to check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Are you more relaxed than when we started? Has your breathing slowed down a bit? Has your mind quieted slightly? These are all signs that your parasympathetic nervous system is beginning to activate, that your brain waves are beginning to slow, that you're on the path towards sleep. Over the next 10 minutes, we're going to guide your body into an even deeper state of relaxation using breathwork. Then we'll move through a systematic body scan, releasing tension from every muscle. After that, you'll simply rest. And throughout the remaining hours, you'll hear me occasionally, offering reminders and fascinating information about what's happening in your sleeping body. But mostly, you'll just drift, supported by gentle sounds, designed to keep you in that beautiful parasympathetic state. You don't need to stay awake for all of it. You don't need to hear every word. In fact, The goal is to fall asleep, to miss most of what I say, because you're already deep in delta waves, already in that restorative sleep your body craves. So let's begin. Let's reset your nervous system. Let's guide you from the sympathetic stress of your day into the parasympathetic peace of deep sleep. Are you ready? Then take a slow, deep breath with me now, and let's begin this journey together. We're going to start with your breath, and I'm going to explain exactly why this works while we do it. Your breath is the single most powerful tool you have for shifting your nervous system's state. It's the bridge between your conscious and unconscious systems. Almost everything your body does happens automatically. You don't think about your heartbeat. You don't think about your digestion. You don't consciously control your hormone production. These things just happen. But breathing is different. It happens automatically when you don't think about it, but you can also control it consciously. You can choose to breathe faster or slower, deeper or shallower. And because breathing is controlled by both your conscious and unconscious nervous systems, when you change your breathing consciously, you can influence your unconscious systems. You can use your breath to communicate with your autonomic nervous system, to tell it that it's safe, that it's time to shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Here's what happens physiologically when you take a slow, deep breath. First, when you inhale deeply, your diaphragm moves down. This is that dome-shaped muscle that sits below your lungs. When you breathe in, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward, creating more space in your chest cavity. This allows your lungs to expand fully. As your lungs expand, they pull air in through your nose or mouth, down your trachea, into your bronchi, and finally into millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. The alveoli are where gas exchange happens. They're surrounded by tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Oxygen from the air you breathed in passes through the thin walls of the alveoli into your bloodstream. At the same time, carbon dioxide from your blood passes into the alveoli to be breathed out. Your blood carries this oxygen to every cell in your body, where it's used to produce energy. But here's what most people don't know. The rate and depth of your breathing don't just affect oxygen and carbon dioxide levels. They also directly affect your autonomic nervous system through several mechanisms. First, there are stretch receptors in your lungs. When you take a deep breath, these receptors are activated. They send signals up through your vagus nerve to your brain. The brainstem interprets these signals. A slow, deep breath with stretch receptors firing for an extended time tells your brainstem that everything is calm, that you're in a safe environment. In contrast, rapid, shallow breathing tells your brainstem that something is wrong, that you're in danger, triggering your sympathetic response. Second, the act of breathing affects your heart rate in a phenomenon called respiratory sinus arrhythmia. When you inhale, your heart rate speeds up slightly. When you exhale, it slows down. This is completely normal and healthy. It happens because of the interaction between your breathing and your vagus nerve. During a slow exhale, the vagus nerve is activated more strongly, slowing your heart rate more significantly. This is why techniques that emphasize a longer exhale are so effective for relaxation. Third, slow breathing affects the balance of gases in your blood. When you breathe slowly, you retain slightly more carbon dioxide. This might sound bad. Carbon dioxide is a waste product after all, but a mild increase in carbon dioxide actually has a calming effect. It causes your blood vessels to dilate slightly, improving circulation. It helps oxygen release more easily from your blood into your tissue, and it triggers a mild relaxation response in your nervous system. Fourth, the simple act of focusing on your breath activates specific areas of your brain associated with mindfulness and present moment awareness. These areas, when active, reduce activity in the default mode network, the network of brain regions That's active when your mind is wandering, worrying, or ruminating. By focusing on breath, you're quite literally quieting the parts of your brain that generate anxiety and stress. So when I guide you to breathe slowly, to make your exhale longer than your inhale, we're not just doing a relaxation exercise. We're engaging multiple physiological systems, all of which work together to shift you from sympathetic to parasympathetic dominance. Let's do this. Now, I'm going to guide you through a specific breathing pattern. We'll breathe in for a count of 4, hold very briefly, and then breathe out for a count of 6. The longer exhale is key. Remember that extended exhale activates your vagus nerve more strongly, slows your heart rate more significantly, and sends a powerful signal to your entire system that you're safe. Don't force the breath. Don't strain. If 4 and 6 feels like too much, adjust to a comfortable rhythm. Maybe 3 in and 5 out. Maybe 5 in and 7 out. The important thing is that your exhale is longer than your inhale, and that the breathing feels smooth and natural. Find a comfortable rhythm now. Breathe in through your nose if you can, as nasal breathing has additional benefits. The nose filters, warms, and humidifies the air. It also produces nitric oxide, a molecule that helps dilate blood vessels and improve circulation. If nasal breathing is difficult for you, breathing through your mouth is fine. Let's begin. Breathe in slowly through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for just a moment, feeling your lungs full. And now exhale slowly through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let all the air release. Your belly softens. Your chest falls. Your shoulders drop slightly. Excellent. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose, slow and steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and exhale even slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel the release. Feel your body letting go. Continue this rhythm on your own now. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. And as you breathe, I'm going to tell you what's happening in your body right now. Right now, with each slow breath, your vagus nerve is being activated. Signals are traveling from your lungs up through the vagus nerve to your brainstem. Your brainstem is interpreting these signals as safety. In response, it's beginning to shift your autonomic balance. Your sympathetic nervous system is quieting down. Your parasympathetic nervous system is becoming more active. Your heart rate is slowing. If you were to measure it right now with a monitor, you'd see that with each exhale, your heart rate drops. This is your vagus nerve literally applying the brakes to your heart, slowing it down from the elevated rate it maintained all day. Your blood pressure is lowering. As your sympathetic nervous system quiets, your blood vessels are relaxing, dilating slightly. Blood flows more easily, with less pressure. This is one reason why slow breathing is recommended for people with high blood pressure. It provides immediate, measurable reduction. The levels of stress hormones in your blood are beginning to decrease. Cortisol, adrenaline, these chemicals that kept you alert and ready for action all day, they're starting to clear out. Your body is no longer producing them at high rates because the signals saying there's danger, there's stress, those signals are fading. At the same time, your body is increasing production of relaxation, promoting chemicals. GABA, a neurotransmitter that has calming effects on the brain, is being released. Endorphins, natural opioids that reduce pain and promote well-being, are flowing through your system. Your brain is shifting its chemical balance from a state of arousal to a state of calm. Your muscles are beginning to release tension, they've been holding all day. When you're in sympathetic dominance, your muscles stay slightly contracted, ready for action. But as you shift into parasympathetic mode, your muscles can finally let go. You might notice your shoulders dropping, your jaw unclenching, your forehead smoothing out. Your digestive system is becoming more active. This might seem odd, but it makes sense. When you were in fight or flight mode, digestion was suppressed. Your body redirected blood and energy away from digestion toward more immediate survival needs. But now, in rest and digest mode, your parasympathetic nervous system is activating your digestive tract. Your stomach is secreting digestive enzymes. Your intestines are beginning their rhythmic contractions called peristalsis. If you hear gurgling sounds from your belly, that's a good sign. It means your parasympathetic system is working. Even your immune system is responding. Studies have shown that parasympathetic activation enhances immune function. Your body produces more natural killer cells, which fight viruses and cancer cells. It produces more antibodies. Your immune system does some of its best work during sleep, during times of deep parasympathetic rest. Continue breathing slowly, 4 counts in, 6 counts out. Let your breath be smooth, effortless. You don't need to breathe deeply in the sense of filling your lungs to maximum capacity. Just breathe fully, naturally, letting your belly expand gently on the inhale, letting everything soften on the exhale. As you continue this breathing, you might notice thoughts arising. This is completely natural. Your mind has been active all day, thinking, planning, worrying, remembering. It doesn't just stop instantly. Thoughts will come. Worries might surface. Your mind might start making lists of things you need to do tomorrow. When this happens, don't judge it. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't think you're doing something wrong. This is just your mind doing what minds do. The key is not to engage with these thoughts. Don't follow them down their rabbit holes. Don't start solving the problems they present. Don't start having conversations in your head with people who aren't even there. Instead, simply notice the thought. Acknowledge it. You might even silently say to yourself, thinking or planning or worrying, just gently labeling what your mind is doing. And then, without force, without struggle, bring your attention back to your breath. The inhale, the exhale, the gentle rhythm, the physical sensations of breathing. This isn't easy at first. Your mind might pull away again within seconds. That's okay. That's expected. That's literally what minds do. The practice isn't about having zero thoughts. The practice is about noticing when you've been pulled away and gently, kindly bringing yourself back. And here's what's happening neurologically when you do this. Each time you notice you've been lost in thought and you redirect your attention back to your breath, you're strengthening specific neural pathways in your brain. You're training your brain's attentional control networks. You're making it easier for yourself to disengage from rumination and worry. You're building the skill of mental flexibility, of being able to choose where your attention goes. This is not just metaphorical. Brain scans of people who practice this kind of mindful breathing show actual structural changes. The prefrontal cortex, involved in attention and self-regulation, becomes thicker. The amygdala, the brain's fear and anxiety center, becomes less reactive. The connections between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, connections that allow the rational mind to regulate the emotional mind, those connections strengthen. So every time you bring your attention back to your breath, you're not failing, you're succeeding. You're literally rewiring your brain in positive ways. Continue breathing. In for 4, out for 6. Let the rhythm become automatic. Now, you don't need to count every breath. Your body will find its natural pace. Just maintain that sense of the exhale being longer, being more complete than the inhale. Notice how your body is feeling now compared to when we started. Is there a sense of heaviness? Many people report feeling heavier as they relax, as if they're sinking into the bed or couch they're lying on. This is a good sign. It means your muscles are truly releasing, or perhaps you feel lighter, as if some burden has been lifted. This is also common as stress hormones clear out and relaxation chemicals flow in. Many people report a sense of lightness, of ease, as if they'd been carrying something heavy and finally set it down. You might feel tingling in your hands or feet. This is normal. It's often caused by slight changes in blood flow and carbon dioxide levels. It's not dangerous. It's just your body adjusting to a different state. You might feel warmth spreading through your body, particularly in your core, your chest, your belly. This is your blood vessels dilating, allowing more blood to flow to your skin and organs. It is your body's way of redistributing resources now that it is not preparing for fight or flight. Or you might feel coolness in your extremities as blood moves toward your core and vital organs. Both warmth and coolness can occur during deep relaxation, and both are normal. The key is not to judge whatever sensations you're experiencing. Just notice them with curiosity. Your body is shifting states. That process creates sensations. Simply observe them, the way you might observe clouds moving across the sky or leaves falling from a tree. You're not trying to make anything happen. You're not trying to force yourself into a particular state. You're simply allowing your body's natural relaxation response to unfold. Continue breathing slowly and gently. We've been doing this for several minutes now, and your nervous system has already shifted significantly. Your sympathetic activation has quieted. Your parasympathetic nervous system has taken over. You're in a state of physiological calm. Now we're going to deepen this even further. We're going to move through your body systematically, releasing any remaining tension. But keep this gentle breathing going as we do. Let the breath be the foundation, the constant thread throughout our practice tonight. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the world fade away. Let your concerns dissolve. Let your body sink deeper into rest. You're doing beautifully. Your nervous system is resetting itself. Keep breathing. Keep allowing. Keep letting go. Now we're going to travel through your entire body. And as we do, I'm going to explain exactly what's happening in each area as it relaxes. This is called progressive muscle relaxation. And it's one of the most scientifically validated relaxation techniques we have. It was developed in the 1920s by an American physician named Edmund Jacobson, and since then, hundreds of studies have confirmed its effectiveness. Here's how it works physiologically. When you consciously focus your attention on a body part and deliberately relax it, you're sending signals from your cortex, the thinking part of your brain, down through your spinal cord to that specific area. These signals tell the motor neurons controlling those muscles to stop firing. When motor neurons stop firing, muscles relax. It's that direct. But there's more to it. When muscles relax, they send feedback signals back up to your brain. These signals travel through sensory nerves to your spinal cord and up to your somatosensory cortex, the part of your brain that processes touch and body sensations. Your brain interprets these signals of muscle relaxation as evidence that you're safe. If you were in danger, your muscles would be tense, ready for action. Relaxed muscles mean safety. So this feedback loop reinforces your parasympathetic state. Progressive muscle relaxation also interrupts what's called the pain-tension cycle. When you're in pain, you unconsciously tense muscles around the painful area. This tension actually creates more pain, which causes more tension. creating a vicious cycle. By consciously relaxing muscles, you break this cycle. Even if you're not in acute pain right now, many people carry chronic low-level muscle tension from stress, from poor posture, from hours of sitting or standing. This tension creates discomfort, which creates more tension. We're going to interrupt all of that. We'll start at the top of your head and work our way down to your toes. As we move through each area, we'll explain what muscles we're relaxing, what those muscles do, and why they might be holding tension. Take your time with each area. There's no rush. We have all night. Let's begin with your scalp. Bring your attention to the very top of your head, the crown. There are actually muscles in your scalp, thin sheets of muscle that cover your skull. They're called the epicranial muscles. Most people don't think about these muscles because we don't consciously use them much. We can't really move our scalp the way we move our arms or legs. But these muscles can hold tension nonetheless, especially if you've been stressed or concentrating hard. Notice your scalp now. Is there any tightness there? Any feeling of pressure? Sometimes people describe it as feeling like they're wearing a tight hat. If you notice any tension, just let it go. Imagine those thin scalp muscles softening, loosening, releasing their grip on your skull. There's nothing they need to hold on to. Just let them be. Now move your attention down to your forehead. Your forehead has several muscles, collectively called the frontalis muscle. This muscle's job is to raise your eyebrows and create horizontal lines across your forehead when you're surprised or questioning. But many people hold this muscle in a state of partial contraction all day. If you frown in concentration, if you raise your eyebrows when you're thinking, if you express emotions with your face, your frontalis muscle is working. Check in with your forehead now. Is it smooth or are there lines? Are your eyebrows slightly raised? See if you can let your entire forehead become wide and smooth, like a calm lake on a windless day. Perfectly still. No ripples, no tension. Just smooth, soft, relaxed. Move down to your eyes. Even though your eyes are closed, the muscles around them might still be working. There are circular muscles around each, I call the orbicularis oculi. These muscles close your eyes and create crow's feet when you smile or squint. Throughout the day, you've been using these muscles constantly, opening and closing your eyes, squinting at screens, expressing emotions. Let them rest. Now, without opening your eyes, see if you can let them settle deeper into their sockets, not squeezing them shut, but just letting them sink back, heavy and still. The tiny muscles that move your eyeballs, the extraocular muscles, they can rest too. There's nothing to look at right now, nothing to focus on. These muscles that have been making micro movements all day, tracking text, tracking faces, tracking movement, they can finally be still. Now bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. This area holds a lot of tension for many people. There are muscles here called the corrugator, supercilii, and the procerus. These are the muscles that pull your eyebrows together when you frown or concentrate. If you've been working at a computer, reading, problem solving, these muscles have been active. See if you can create more space between your eyebrows. Let this whole area soften. Some people find it helpful to imagine a smooth stone resting on this spot, gently weighing it down, smoothing out any lines or tension. Move to your temples now. The temporalis muscle lies here, underneath your skin. This is one of the muscles involved in chewing. It connects your jaw to the side of your skull. Even when you're not eating, this muscle can hold tension, especially if you clench your jaw when you're stressed. Let your temples soften. Feel the skin of your temples, the muscle beneath, everything releasing. Now your cheeks. Your face has over 40 muscles, and many of them are in your cheeks. The main ones are the zygomaticus muscles, which pull your mouth into a smile, and the buccinator, which helps you chew. These muscles have been expressing your emotions all day. Smiling, talking, chewing, all of it requires these facial muscles. Let them rest now. Let your whole face become like a mask, expressionless, neutral, completely relaxed. Your nose. There are small muscles in your nose that flare your nostrils. You might not consciously control these, but they activate automatically, especially during exercise or stress, when you need more air. Let your nostrils be soft and still. Now, your jaw. This is crucial. Your jaw is one of the places people hold the most tension. The main muscle here is the masseter, one of the strongest muscles in your body for its size. It can exert tremendous force, which is why you can bite through tough food. But many people clench this muscle chronically, especially during stress or sleep. This can lead to TMJ problems, headaches, even tooth damage. Check your jaw right now. Are your teeth touching? If they are, let them separate. There should be a small space between your upper and lower teeth. Your jaw should hang loose, held only by the ligaments of the joint, not by muscle tension. Your tongue, which is also a muscle, should rest softly in your mouth, not pressing against your teeth or the roof of your mouth. Just let it lie there, heavy and still. Feel the muscles at the angle of your jaw, where the jawbone curves up toward your ear. This is where the masseter attaches. Let this whole area soften. If you've been clenching, you might feel a sense of release here, maybe even a slight ache, as the muscle finally lets go. That's normal. That's good. That's your body releasing tension it's been holding for hours, maybe days. Move your attention to your lips. The orbicularis oris muscle forms a ring around your mouth. It closes your lips, puckers them, lets you whistle or blow. Throughout the day, you've been using this muscle to talk, to eat, to express yourself. Let your lips be soft now. They might part slightly. That's fine. Let them rest. However feels natural. Najuarchin. The mentalist muscle is here. The muscle that lets you push your lower lip forward into a pout, or creates that dimpled texture in your chin when you're about to cry. Let your chin be smooth and soft. Move to your neck now. Your neck is incredibly complex, with multiple layers of muscles that support your head. Allow it to turn, tilt forward and back, side to side. Your head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, roughly the weight of a bowling ball. Your neck muscles work constantly all day to hold this weight upright against gravity. The main muscles are the sternocleidomastoid on either side of your neck, which you can feel as thick bands when you turn your head to the side, and the deeper muscles of the cervical spine that connect your vertebrae. There are also muscles at the back of your neck, the suboccipital muscles, that are particularly prone to tension. Many people carry enormous tension in their necks, especially if they work at computers, if they look down at phones, if they sleep in awkward positions. This tension can cause headaches, can restrict blood flow slightly, can even affect your breathing. Let your neck relax now. You don't need to hold your head up. The pillow or bed is supporting it. Let your neck muscles lengthen, soften, release. Imagine any tightness melting away like ice cream on a warm day, just gradually dissolving. Pay special attention to the back of your neck, that area where your skull meets your spine. Many people hold tremendous tension here. Imagine this area opening, expanding, creating more space. The muscles don't need to work right now. They can rest. Your throat, too. Inside your neck, surrounding your airway, are muscles that control swallowing and speech. Let your throat be open and soft. Some people unconsciously tighten their throat when they're anxious, creating that feeling of a lump in the throat. Let all of that dissolve. Now your shoulders. This is probably the area where you're most aware of carrying tension. Your shoulders have some of the most hard-working muscles in your body. The trapezius muscle runs from the base of your skull, across your shoulders, and down your upper back. The deltoid muscle caps your shoulder joint. The rotator cuff muscles stabilize your shoulder. All day, these muscles have been working. Think about what your shoulders do. They hold up your arms. They help you lift things, push things, pull things. They stabilize your upper body when you're typing or riding or driving. If you carry a bag, your shoulders hold the weight. If you're stressed, your shoulders unconsciously rise up toward your ears in a protective gesture. Check your shoulders now. Are they hunched up? Are they tight? See if you can let them drop. Not forcing them down, but just releasing whatever's holding them up. Let them fall away from your ears. Let them become heavy, as if they're melting down into the bed beneath you. Some people find it helpful to consciously tense the shoulders first. Try it now if you'd like. Lift your shoulders up toward your ears. Really squeeze them up. Hold that tension for 3 seconds, and then let go completely. Feel the contrast. Feel how much more relaxed they are after you've released that intentional tension. Your shoulders might drop an inch or two as you relax. That's how much tension you've been holding without realizing it. Let them sink. Let them surrender to gravity. There's nothing for them to do right now. Move to your upper arms now. The main muscles here are the biceps on the front of your upper arm and the triceps on the back. The biceps bend your elbow, pulling your forearm toward your shoulder. The triceps straighten your elbow, extending your arm. All day, these muscles have been contracting and relaxing as you've moved your arms. Let your upper arms be completely still and heavy now. Feel the weight of them. Let them sink into whatever surface they're resting on. The muscle fibers don't need to fire. The motor neurons don't need to send signals. Everything can rest. Your elbows. The elbow is a hinge joint where 3 bones meet. Your humerus from your upper arm and your radius and ulna from your forearm. Ligaments hold these bones together and allow them to move. Let your elbows be soft. If your arms are bent, that's fine. If they're straight, that's fine. Let them rest however they've naturally fallen. Move to your forearms. Your forearms contain about 20 different muscles. Some of them control your wrist, allowing it to bend and straighten, to rotate. Others control your fingers, even though they're located in your forearm. The tendons from these muscles travel down through your wrist to move your fingers. If you've been typing today, if you've been writing, if you've been gripping things, your forearm muscles have been working hard. They might even feel tight or achy. Let them soften now. Feel the length of your forearms, from elbow to wrist. Imagine any tightness draining away, flowing down toward your hands and out through your fingertips. Your wrists. The wrist is remarkably complex, made of 8 small bones arranged in 2 rows. These bones allow your wrist to move in multiple directions. Ligaments hold everything together. If you've been using your hands all day, your wrists have been flexing and extending constantly. Let your wrists be neutral now, neither bent forward nor back. Just let them rest in a comfortable position. Feel the joint space, the small bones, everything settling into stillness. Now, your hands. Your hands are extraordinary. Each hand contains 27 bones, 34 muscles, over 100 ligaments and tendons. Your hands are capable of incredible dexterity, of powerful gripping, of delicate manipulation. They're one of the defining features of being human. But right now, your hands don't need to do anything. They don't need to grasp or hold or manipulate. Let them be completely soft. If you're lying with your palms up, that's wonderful. That's a vulnerable, open position that signals safety to your nervous system. If your palms are down or your hands are resting on your body, that's fine too. Let your palms soften. The palm has muscles of its own, small muscles that control fine movements of your thumb and pinky finger. Let these muscles rest. Feel the center of each palm, that hollow space. Some people imagine holding a small, warm stone in each palm, something that creates a gentle, comfortable weight. Your fingers. Each finger has multiple bones, joints, and muscles controlling it. Think about everything your fingers did today. Typing, touching, holding, pointing, all of it. Let your fingers uncurl now. You don't need to straighten them completely. Just let them naturally open. Let the space between your fingers expand. Let each finger become heavy and still. Your thumbs, too. Your thumb is opposable, meaning it can move to touch the tips of your other fingers. This is what allows humans to grip tools, to write, to do so much. But right now, your thumbs can rest. Let them fall away slightly from your hand. Separate, relaxed, from your shoulders down to your fingertips. Your entire upper body is now deeply relaxed. All those muscles that worked so hard today, they're resting. All those joints that moved constantly, they're still. Take a moment to feel this. Feel the heaviness of your arms. Feel how they've sunk into whatever surface they're on. This is your body in a state of deep parasympathetic rest. Now bring your attention to your chest. Your chest cavity houses your heart and lungs, two of the most vital organs in your body. The main muscle here is actually not in your chest wall, but below your chest. The diaphragm. We talked about this earlier. It's the muscle that drives your breathing. But there are also muscles in your chest wall itself. The intercostal muscles fill the spaces between your ribs. They help your rib cage expand and contract with each breath. The pectoralis muscles across the front of your chest help move your arms forward and across your body. Let your chest be soft and open. Feel it rising and falling with each breath. Don't try to control the breath anymore. Just let it happen naturally. Your diaphragm knows what to do. Your body knows its own rhythm. As your chest relaxes, you might notice your breathing becoming even slower and deeper than before. This is natural. As muscles release tension, breathing naturally deepens. Each breath brings more oxygen to your cells, carries away more carbon dioxide, supports every function of your body. Inside your chest, your heart is beating. Right now, it's probably beating somewhere between 50 and 70 times per minute. Maybe even slower if you've deeply relaxed. Each beat pumps blood through your entire body. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist, and it weighs about 10 ounces. It has 4 chambers, to atria and to ventricles, and it beats about 100,000 times per day, pumping about 2,000 gallons of blood. Your heart has been working all day without you even thinking about it. It increased its rate when you were active, slowed when you were resting, adjusted its rhythm constantly based on what you needed. And even now, it continues its faithful work, beating steadily, reliably, keeping you alive with every contraction. As you lie here relaxing, your parasympathetic nervous system is telling your heart to slow down, to rest into its baseline rhythm. You don't need an elevated heart rate right now. You're safe. You're still. Your heart can beat slowly and steadily. No urgency, no stress, just its natural, peaceful rhythm. Move your attention to your upper back now, the area between your shoulder blades. This area holds a lot of tension for many people, especially if you sit at a desk, if you hunch forward, if you carry stress in your shoulders. The muscles here are part of that large trapezius muscle, plus the rhomboids that connect your shoulder blades to your spine. and deeper muscles along your spine itself. These muscles support your posture, hold you upright against gravity all day long. Let your upper back soften. Feel your shoulder blades. They're flat, triangular bones that sit on your back, connected to your arms. Let them sink back and down. Let them rest flat against whatever surface you're lying on. Feel the muscles between your shoulder blades releasing, loosening, letting go of whatever they've been holding. Some people carry emotional tension in this area. There's actually scientific basis for this. Stress activates your sympathetic nervous system, which causes muscles to tense. The upper back is one of the places where this tension accumulates. So when we talk about carrying burdens on our shoulders or between our shoulder blades, there's a physical reality to that metaphor. Let any burdens you've been carrying dissolve now. Whatever you've been holding, whatever weight you've been bearing, you can set it down. You don't need to carry it through the night. Morning will come with its responsibilities. But right now, in this moment, you can be free of all of that. Move to your mid-back. Your ribcage extends down to about the middle of your back. The ribs protect your heart and lungs. The muscles here, more intercostals and layers of deeper muscles, help with breathing and support your spine. Let your mid-back relax. Feel the length of your spine. Your spine is an extraordinary structure. 33 bones stacked on top of each other, held together by ligaments, separated by cushioning discs, surrounded by muscles. Your spine supports your entire upper body. It protects your spinal cord, which carries all the nerve signals between your brain and your body. It allows you to bend forward and back, to twist, to move in countless ways. Let your spine settle now. You don't need to hold yourself upright. Gravity and the surface beneath you are supporting you. Your spine can simply be vertebra after vertebra, a gentle curve from your neck down to your lower back. Speaking of your lower back, bring your attention there now. This is another area where many people hold tension and experience pain. The lower back, the lumbar region, bears a lot of load. It supports the weight of your entire upper body. It's involved in almost every movement you make. Bending over, lifting things, even just sitting. All of it puts stress on your lower back. The muscles here are thick and powerful. The erector spinae runs along either side of your spine, from your lower back all the way up to your neck. These muscles hold you upright. The quadratus lumborum connects your lower ribs to your pelvis. It helps you bend to the side and stabilizes your lower back. There are also deeper muscles, multifidi, and that connect individual vertebrae and help control fine movements of your spine. If you have lower back pain, if this area feels tight or uncomfortable, see if you can breathe into it. Imagine your breath traveling down your spine, all the way to your lower back. Imagine warm, healing light filling this area. Let the muscles soften as much as they can. Don't force anything, but allow whatever release is possible. For many people, the lower back doesn't fully relax until the entire body relaxes. It's like a last holdout, a place that feels it needs to maintain vigilance. But you're safe here. Your lower back can let go. The surface beneath you is supporting you. Gravity is holding you. Your muscles don't need to work. Now move to your belly, your abdomen. Your abdomen contains your digestive organs, your stomach, your intestines, your liver, your pancreas, your spleen. The abdominal muscles that cover and protect these organs are arranged in layers. The rectus abdominis runs vertically down the center. These are the muscles that create a six-pack in people with low body fat. The external and internal obliques run diagonally on either side. The transverse abdominis is a deep muscle that wraps around like a corset. These muscles do more than create a flat stomach. They support your spine, especially your lower back. They help you breathe, particularly when you need to breathe forcefully. They're involved in coughing, laughing, even going to the bathroom. Many people habitually hold their stomach in. Maybe you've been told to suck in your gut, to hold your core tight. But right now, you don't need to do any of that. Let your belly be completely soft. Let it expand naturally with each inhale. Let it soften with each exhale. There's no one to impress right now. No need to hold anything in. Just let your belly be. As your abdominal muscles relax, you might notice your breathing shifting. It might become more diaphragmatic, belly breathing rather than chest breathing. This is actually the most efficient way to breathe. Babies breathe this way naturally, but as we grow older, especially as we experience stress, many of us shift to chest breathing, using our intercostal muscles more than our diaphragm. When you're relaxed, your body naturally returns to belly breathing. Inside your abdomen, your digestive system is working. Earlier, I mentioned that parasympathetic activation increases digestive activity. That's happening now. Your stomach is secreting acids and enzymes. Your small intestine is contracting in waves, moving food through your system. Your large intestine is absorbing water and preparing waste for elimination. All of this happens automatically, controlled by your enteric nervous system, sometimes called the second brain. Your gut has about 100 million neurons, more than your spinal cord. It can operate independently of your brain, though it also communicates extensively with your brain through the vagus nerve. This is why your gut feeling is actually a thing. Your gut sends signals to your brain about what's happening in your body. These signals influence your mood, your emotions, even your A calm gut contributes to a calm mind, and vice versa. Now bring attention to your pelvis, your hips. Your pelvis is a bowl-shaped structure made of several bones fused together. It connects your spine to your legs. It contains and protects your reproductive organs, bladder, and part of your large intestine. The muscles of your pelvic floor span the bottom of this bowl. These muscles support your organs, help control urination and bowel movements, and play a role in sexual function. They're muscles we don't often think about, but they're working constantly. Let your entire pelvic area soften. This might feel odd at first. We're taught to hold tension here, to keep these muscles engaged. But for now, for sleep, they can relax. Your organs are supported by bones and ligaments. The muscles can rest. Some people hold emotional tension in the hips and pelvis. In yoga philosophy, the hips are said to be where we store unprocessed emotions. There's actually some physiological basis for this. The psoas muscle, which connects your spine to your femur, runs through this area. The psoas is intimately connected to your sympathetic nervous system. When you're stressed, the psoas tenses. Chronic stress can lead to chronic psoas tension, which affects your entire pelvic region. Let your hips widen. Let them open. They're sometimes called creating your second heart for this reason. You don't need to hold on to anything. You can release whatever you've been carrying here. Move now to your glutes, your buttock muscles. You have 3 gluteal muscles on each side: the gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in your body. These muscles extend your hip, help you stand up from sitting, help you climb stairs, and stabilize your pelvis when you walk. If you've been sitting all day, your glutes might feel compressed and tired. If you've been standing or walking, they might feel worked and tense. Either way, let them relax now. These powerful muscles can rest. Feel them sinking down, spreading out, releasing whatever they've been holding. Now, your thighs, both front and back. The front of your thigh is the quadriceps, a group of 4 muscles. These muscles extend your knee, straighten your leg. Every time you stand up, every step you take, your quadriceps are working. They're some of the strongest muscles in your body. The back of your thigh has the hamstrings, a group of 3 muscles. These muscles bend your knee and extend your hip. They work with your glutes when you walk or run. Let your entire thighs relax. Feel the weight of them. They might be the heaviest part of your body, containing large bones and massive muscles. Let them be heavy. Let them sink. Let the muscle fibers go slack. No tension, no holding, just complete rest. Move to your knees. Your knee is the largest joint in your body, a complex hinge where your femur, tibia, and patella meet. Ligaments hold these bones together. Cartilage cushions them. The meniscus provides additional shock absorption. Your knees bear your weight with every step. Absorb impact. Allow you to bend and straighten your legs. Let your knees be soft. If your legs are bent, let them stay bent without any holding. If they're straight, let them be gently straight. No locked tension. The joint space can just be everything aligned, everything at rest. Your calves now. The gastrocnemius and soleus muscles make up your calf. These muscles point your foot downward, like when you push on a gas pedal or stand on your toes. Every step you take requires these muscles. They also help pump blood back up from your legs to your heart, working against gravity. Let your calves soften. These muscles have been working all day, whether you were sitting or standing or walking. Let them rest. Now, feel the length of them from the back of your knee down to your heel. Let any tightness melt away. Move to your shins. The tibialis anterior muscle runs down the front of your shin. It lifts your foot upward, which is important for walking and preventing your toes from dragging. Let this muscle rest too. Your whole lower leg, front and back, completely relaxed. Your ankles. The ankle is another complex joint where your tibia and fibula from your lower leg meet your talus, the first bone of your foot. This joint allows your foot to flex and extend, to move side to side slightly. It's crucial for balance, for walking on uneven surfaces. Let your ankles be neutral and soft. No flexing, no tension, just resting in a comfortable position. Now your feet are architectural marvels. Each foot has 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, ligaments, and tendons. Your feet support your entire body weight. They provide balance. They absorb shock with every step. They propel you forward when you walk or run. Think about everything your feet did today. They carried you everywhere you went. They bore your weight for hours. They adapted to different surfaces, different shoes, different positions. And they did all of this mostly without you consciously thinking about it. Let your feet relax completely now. Feel the arches of your feet. Most people have a natural arch along the inside of their foot. This arch acts like a spring, storing and releasing energy with each step. Let this arch soften. Your feet don't need to maintain their structure right now. Feel the heels of your feet. Your heel bone, the calcaneus, is the largest bone in your foot. It takes a lot of impact when you walk. Let your heels be heavy and still. Feel the balls of your feet. That area behind your toes where you push off when you walk. So many small bones and joints here, all working together. Let them all rest. Your toes. You have 5 toes on each foot, each with multiple bones and joints. Your big toe is crucial for balance and for pushing off when you walk. Your other toes help with balance and adapt to surfaces. Let your toes uncurl. Let them spread slightly apart. Let them be completely soft and still. Now, take a moment to scan your entire body, from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Notice how different you feel from when we started. How much heavier, how much softer, how much more relaxed. Every muscle in your body is now in a state of rest. Every joint is supported and still. This is what complete physical relaxation feels like. This is your body in full parasympathetic mode. Your nervous system has completely reset. The stress of the day has dissolved. Your sympathetic activation is quieted to almost nothing. Your parasympathetic nervous system is fully in charge, orchestrating the restoration and healing that happens during deep rest. Your brain waves have slowed from beta into alpha, and if you're very relaxed, you might already be touching theta waves, that borderland between waking and sleep. Your heart rate is at its lowest level of the day. Your blood pressure is reduced. Stress hormones have cleared from your bloodstream. Your muscles are releasing whatever metabolic waste products accumulated during the day, and fresh, oxygenated blood is flowing freely to every cell. Your digestive system is active. Your immune system is ramping up. Your body's repair mechanisms are engaging. This is the state your body needs to be in for true restoration, true healing, true rest. And now, we're going to gently guide your mind to match this state of your body. We're going to use a simple visualization technique to help your thoughts settle, to help you transition from waking consciousness into sleep. Parte 4. Visualização científica 6000-70M. Going to guide you through a peaceful visualization now. Visualization isn't just imagination. It's a powerful tool that engages specific brain networks. When you visualize something, your visual cortex activates the same part of your brain that processes actual vision. When you imagine yourself in a peaceful place, the same neural networks activate as if you were actually there. This has measurable effects. Brain scans show that visualization activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces activity in the amygdala, your brain's fear center, and increases activity in areas associated with positive emotion and calm. So as I describe this scene, allow yourself to really imagine it. Engage all your senses. The more vivid and real you make it, the more powerfully it will affect your nervous system. Imagine yourself lying on a soft, warm beach. It's evening, just after sunset. The sky is painted in soft colors, deep purples and blues fading into the last hints of orange and pink on the horizon. Stars are beginning to appear, pinpricks of light in the darkening sky. The sand beneath you is still warm from the day's sun. It's soft and fine, conforming perfectly to your body. You can feel it supporting you, cradling you. You're lying on your back, completely comfortable, completely at ease. You can hear the ocean. Waves are rolling in, one after another, in a steady, predictable rhythm. Each wave builds, reaches its peak, and then rushes up the beach with a soft hissing sound. Then it retreats, pulling back, gathering itself for the next wave. The rhythm is constant, soothing, like a lullaby. Listen to that sound now. The waves coming in, going out. Coming in, going out. It's the sound of the ocean breathing. And as you listen, your own breath begins to match that rhythm. In with the wave, out as it retreats. Your breath and the ocean's breath becoming one rhythm. The air is warm and slightly humid. You can taste salt on your lips. A gentle breeze moves across your skin, just enough to be pleasant, not enough to be uncomfortable. The breeze carries the scent of the ocean, that fresh, clean, slightly salty smell. The moon is rising now. It's nearly full, large and bright. Moonlight spreads across the water, creating a silvery path from the horizon to the shore. The water sparkles where the moonlight touches it. Everything is bathed in this soft, silvery glow. You're completely alone here. This beach is yours. There's no one else around. No sounds except the waves and the breeze. No demands, no obligations. No one needing anything from you. Just you and the ocean and the night sky. As you lie here, you can feel your body sinking slightly into the sand. The warmth seeps into you from below. Your muscles, already relaxed, release even more. Your bones feel heavy. Your whole body feels as if it's melting into the earth. The rhythm of the waves continues. In, out, in, out. That steady, eternal rhythm. The ocean has been breathing this way for millions of years. Long before you were born, long before any human walked this beach, the waves were rolling in and out, and they'll continue long after you're gone. There's something comforting about that. Being part of this ancient rhythm, you can feel your heartbeat too. A gentle pulse throughout your body. Your heartbeat and the waves, they're different rhythms, but they're both here, both part of this moment. Your body's rhythm and nature's rhythm existing together, neither fighting the other. The stars are brighter now. The sky is full of them. Millions of stars, so far away that their light has been traveling for years, decades, centuries to reach your eyes. You're looking at the past. When you look at stars, you're seeing light that left those distant suns long ago. There's something about the stars that puts everything in perspective. Your worries, your concerns, your daily stress. All of it seems smaller when you look at the vastness of the universe. Not unimportant, but smaller. More manageable. Part of a larger whole. A shooting star streaks across the sky. Just a brief flash, and it's gone. You make a wish, not a desperate wish, but a gentle hope. For rest, for peace, for healing, for whatever your heart needs most. The waves continue their rhythm. Your breath continues its rhythm. Your heart continues its rhythm. Everything is rhythmic. Everything is flowing. Everything is exactly as it should be. You're so relaxed now that you're not quite sure where your body ends and the sand begins. You feel merged with the beach, with the earth, supported, held, cradled by something much larger than yourself. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to figure out. You can just be here, in this moment, breathing with the ocean, resting under the stars. Sleep is near now. You can feel it approaching like a gentle tide, rising slowly, inevitably. And when it comes, you'll let it carry you. You'll float on it like you'd float on the ocean, trusting it to hold you, to take you where you need to go. For now, just rest here. Listen to the waves. Feel the warmth beneath you and the gentle breeze above. Watch the stars slowly wheel across the sky. Let your mind drift like a boat on calm water, untethered, free. The ocean breathes. You breathe. The earth turns. The stars shine, and you rest deeply, peacefully, completely at ease. Before I let you drift into silence, I want to share something fascinating with you. I want to tell you about the history of sleep science, about the remarkable discoveries that have changed how we understand this mysterious state we enter every night. Understanding this science makes sleep even more fascinating, even more worthy of respect. For most of human history, sleep was a mystery. Ancient people knew they needed it. They knew that without sleep, they became confused, irritable, sick, but they didn't know why. They didn't know what was happening during those hours of unconsciousness. Many ancient cultures believed that sleep was a kind of death, a temporary departure of the soul from the body. The ancient Greeks thought that sleep and death were brothers, both sons of the night. They believed that during sleep, your soul left your body and wandered in the realm of dreams. This is why they were so concerned with dream interpretation. They thought dreams were messages from the gods or glimpses into the future. The ancient Egyptians believed something similar. They thought that during sleep, your CA, one of the 5 parts of your soul, would leave your body and travel. This is one reason why they built such elaborate tombs. They wanted to ensure their Ka had a comfortable place to return to. Even into the Middle Ages and Renaissance, sleep remained mysterious. Scholars debated whether it was caused by vapors rising from the stomach to cloud the brain, or by the cooling of the body, or by the withdrawal of the soul. No one really knew. It wasn't until the 20th century that we began to truly understand sleep, and the breakthrough came from technology, from our ability to measure and record what was happening in the sleeping brain. In 1924, a German psychiatrist named Hans Berger made a discovery that would change everything. He invented a device that could detect and record electrical activity in the brain. He called it the electroencephalogram, or IG. He placed electrodes on people's scalps and recorded the tiny electrical signals produced by their brain cells. What Berger discovered was astonishing. The brain produces rhythmic electrical waves, and these waves change depending on what state you're in. When you're awake and alert, the waves are fast and small. When you relax, they slow down and get bigger. When you fall asleep, they slow down even more. This was revolutionary. For the first time, we could actually see the difference between waking and sleeping. We could measure it. We could study it scientifically. But Berger thought sleep was a uniform state. He thought that once you fell asleep, you stayed in one state until you woke up. It took another researcher to discover that sleep is actually much more complex. In 1953, Eugene Oserinsky was a graduate student at the University of Chicago. He was studying sleeping children, using an EEG to record their brainwaves. He noticed something strange. At certain times during the night, the children's eyes would move rapidly back and forth beneath their closed eyelids. And when this happened, their brainwaves looked almost like they were awake, even though the children were clearly sleeping. Oserinsky and his advisor, Nathaniel Kleitman, realized they had discovered a new state. They called it REM sleep, for rapid eye movement. They realized that sleep wasn't one thing. It was a cycle, moving between different stages throughout the night. This discovery opened up an entirely new field of research. Scientists began mapping out the sleep cycle in detail. They discovered that we don't just fall asleep and stay asleep. We cycle through different stages, each with its own characteristics, each serving different purposes. They discovered stage 1 sleep, that brief transition between waking and sleeping. Stage 2, light sleep, but deeper than stage 1. Stage 3, deep slow wave sleep, where delta waves dominate. And REM sleep, where we dream, where our brains are active, but our bodies are. They discovered that these stages cycle throughout the night in a predictable pattern. Early in the night, you spend more time in deep slow wave sleep. Later in the night, you spend more time in REM. Each complete cycle takes about 90 minutes, and you go through 4 to 6 cycles in a full night's sleep. But why? Why do we sleep at all? What purpose does it serve? These questions occupied sleep researchers for decades. Some early theories suggested that sleep was simply a time when the body and brain rested, when we conserved energy. But this theory had problems. For one thing, you only save about 50 to 120 calories by sleeping instead of just lying still while awake. That's about the equivalent of a slice of bread. It hardly seems worth being unconscious for 8 hours, just to save that much energy. Other researchers suggested that sleep was about keeping us out of danger. Our ancestors were diurnal, active during the day. At night, in the darkness, they were vulnerable to predators. Maybe sleep evolved to keep us quiet and still during dangerous hours, to keep us from stumbling around and attracting attention. But this theory also had problems. If the purpose of sleep was just to keep us safe, why become unconscious? Why not just rest quietly while remaining alert enough to respond to danger? The real breakthrough came when researchers started discovering what actually happens during sleep. They discovered that sleep is not passive. It's not just the absence of waking. Sleep is an active process where crucial biological and neurological work gets done. In 1993, a researcher named Chiara Sorelli made a fascinating discovery. She found that during sleep, particularly during deep slow-wave sleep, the brain's synapses, the connections between neurons, undergo a process called synaptic homeostasis. Throughout the day, as you learn and experience things, your synapses strengthen. New connections form. Existing connections get reinforced, but if this process continued unchecked, your brain would eventually become oversaturated. Every synapse would be maximally strong. There would be no room for new learning. No way to distinguish important information from trivial details. During sleep, your brain solves this problem. It goes through all of your synapses and scales them down, weakening the less important ones, while maintaining the important ones. It's like pruning a garden, cutting back the overgrowth so the important plants can thrive. This process allows you to wake up with a brain that's ready to learn new things, to form new memories, to take in new experiences. Other researchers discovered that sleep is crucial for memory consolidation. When you learn something new during the day, that information is initially stored in a brain structure called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is great for short-term storage, but it has limited capacity. During sleep, particularly during both deep sleep and REM sleep, memories are transferred from the hippocampus to the cortex, the outer layer of your brain, where they can be stored long-term. This process is called memory consolidation, and it's why pulling an all-nighter before an exam is actually counterproductive. Yes, you can cram information into your brain while staying awake, but without sleep, that information won't be consolidated. It won't move into long-term storage. You'll forget most of it within days. Studies have shown this repeatedly. If you learn something and then sleep, you will remember it better than if you learn it and stay awake for the same amount of time. Sleep actively strengthens memories. It's not just that your brain isn't forming new memories during sleep, although that's true. It's that your brain is actively working on the memories you already have, deciding what to keep, what to discard, and how to organize it all. In 2012, researchers made another crucial discovery. They found that the brain has a waste clearance system that operates primarily during sleep. They called it the glymphatic system, a play on the lymphatic system that clears waste from the rest of your body. Here's how it works. During the day, as your neurons fire and do their work, they produce waste products. These are normal byproducts of cellular metabolism. One of these waste products is a protein called beta. In small amounts, beta-amyloid is harmless. But if it accumulates, if it builds up in the brain, it can form plaques. And these plaques are associated with Alzheimer's disease. For years, scientists wondered how the brain cleared away these waste products. The rest of your body has the lymphatic system, a network of vessels that collect cellular waste and carry it away. But the brain doesn't have lymphatic vessels. So how does it clean itself? The answer turned out to be the glymphatic system. During deep sleep, something remarkable happens. The space between your brain cells expands by about 60%. Cerebrospinal fluid, the clear fluid that surrounds your brain and spinal cord, flows through these expanded spaces like a tide. It washes over and around your brain cells, picking up waste products, including beta-amyloid. This waste-laden fluid is then carried away, drained out of the brain, through pathways that parallel blood vessels, and eventually eliminated through your lymphatic system and kidneys. It's like your brain takes a shower every night, washing away the day's accumulated waste. This discovery has profound implications. It suggests that chronic sleep deprivation, which reduces the time available for lymphatic clearance, might contribute to the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. S1. Reason why good sleep throughout your life is so important for maintaining cognitive health as you age. Researchers have also discovered that sleep is crucial for immune function. During sleep, particularly during deep, slow-wave sleep, your immune system becomes more active. Your body produces more cytokines, proteins that help fight infection and inflammation. It produces more T cells, white blood cells that are crucial for fighting viruses and other pathogens. It even produces more antibodies in response to vaccines. This is why you feel sleepy when you're sick. Your body is pushing you to sleep because it knows that's when your immune system can do its best work. This is why chronic sleep deprivation makes you more susceptible to illness. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 7 hours a night are 3 times more likely to catch a cold than people who sleep 8 hours or more. Sleep is also crucial for emotional regulation. The amygdala, your brain's emotional center, particularly its fear and anxiety responses, becomes overactive when you're sleep deprived. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that regulates emotions and makes rational decisions, becomes less active. The result is that you're more emotionally reactive, more likely to overreact to small stressors, less able to control your responses. REM sleep seems to be particularly important for emotional processing. During REM sleep, you experience emotions, often intense emotions in your dreams, but in a context where the stress hormones that usually accompany those emotions are suppressed. It's like your brain is running emotional simulations, practicing how to handle difficult feelings in a safe environment. Studies have shown that REM sleep helps people process traumatic experiences. It helps reduce the emotional charge associated with difficult memories. This is why REM sleep deprivation can worsen symptoms of PTSD and depression. You need that nightly emotional processing to maintain psychological health. Researchers have also discovered that sleep affects nearly every system in your body. During sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is essential for tissue repair, muscle growth, and bone density. Children and teenagers experience growth spurts during sleep. Athletes need adequate sleep to recover from training and build muscle. Your cardiovascular system also benefits from sleep. During sleep, particularly during deep sleep, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, your heart gets a break from the work it does all day. Chronic sleep deprivation is associated with increased risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Your metabolic system is affected by sleep too. Sleep helps regulate hormones that control hunger and fullness. When you're sleep deprived, your body produces more ghrelin, a hormone that makes you feel hungry, and less leptin, a hormone that makes you feel full. This is why sleep-deprived people tend to eat more and gain weight. Chronic sleep deprivation is also associated with increased risk of type 2 diabetes, because it affects how your body processes glucose. Even your skin is affected by sleep. During deep sleep, blood flow to your skin increases. Your skin cells produce more collagen, a protein that keeps skin firm and elastic. This is why chronic sleep deprivation can lead to dull skin, fine lines, and dark circles under your eyes. Beauty sleep is a real thing. So when we talk about the importance of sleep, we're not just talking about feeling rested. We're talking about a process that affects every system in your body, every aspect of your health, every element of your cognitive and emotional functioning. And here's what makes this even more remarkable. All of this happens automatically. You don't have to think about consolidating memories, or clearing beta amyloid, or producing immune cells. You just have to sleep, and your body does the rest. Evolution has shaped sleep into an incredibly sophisticated process. Every mammal sleeps. Every bird sleeps. Even insects and fish have sleep-like states. Sleep is so important that it has been preserved across hundreds of millions of years of evolution, across vastly different species. Think about that. Sleep makes animals vulnerable. A sleeping animal can't watch for predators, can't hunt for food, can't defend its territory. From an evolutionary perspective, sleep should have been eliminated if it wasn't absolutely essential. But it wasn't eliminated. It was preserved and refined because the benefits it provides are so crucial that they outweigh the risks. And humans, we need more sleep than most mammals. Most animals sleep in short bursts, waking frequently to check for danger. But humans have evolved to sleep in one long consolidated period, usually 7 to 9 hours. We need this long sleep period to go through multiple complete sleep cycles, to get adequate amounts of both deep slow-wave sleep and REM sleep. This is a relatively recent evolution, by the way. Our ancient ancestors probably didn't sleep in one long block. They probably slept in shorter periods, with wakeful periods in between. Even today, in cultures without electric light, people often have a biphasic sleep pattern, sleeping in 2 separate periods with a wakeful period in the middle of the night. But modern life, with its electric lights and demanding schedules, has pushed most of us into a monophasic pattern, one long sleep period. And this pattern works, as long as we give ourselves enough time. The problem is that modern life also encourages us to skimp on sleep, to treat it as optional, as something we can sacrifice for productivity or entertainment. But as we've seen, sleep is not optional. It's not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. Without adequate sleep, every system in your body suffers. Your brain can't consolidate memories, can't clear waste, can't regulate emotions. Your immune system weakens. Your cardiovascular system strains. Your metabolism your skin ages faster. You become more susceptible to illness, to injury, to accidents. Studies have shown that even modest sleep deprivation, sleeping just 6 hours instead of 8, accumulates into significant cognitive impairment over time. After 10 days of 6-hour sleep, your cognitive performance is equivalent to someone who has been awake for 24 hours straight. But here's the insidious part. You don't feel that impaired. You adapt to your lower level of functioning and think you're fine. But objective tests show you're not. And chronic sleep deprivation has long-term consequences. It's associated with increased risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, depression, anxiety, dementia, even certain cancers. The World Health Organization has classified night shift work as a probable carcinogen because of the sleep disruption it causes. This might all sound alarming, and in some ways, it should be. Sleep deprivation is a serious public health problem. But here's the good news. Sleep is also remarkably restorative. When you prioritize sleep, when you give your body the time it needs to go through its nightly processes, you reap enormous benefits. Regular, adequate sleep improves cognitive function, enhances memory, boosts creativity, stabilizes mood, strengthens immune function, reduces inflammation, improves cardiovascular health, helps maintain healthy weight, and even increases lifespan. People who consistently get 7 to 9 hours of sleep live longer than those who sleep less. Interestingly, those who sleep more than 9 hours, and it's never too late to start prioritizing sleep. Even if you've been sleep deprived for years, starting to get adequate sleep now will provide benefits. Your brain will start consolidating memories more effectively. Your lymphatic system will start clearing waste more efficiently. Your immune system will strengthen. Your emotional regulation will improve. This is what you're doing right now. By allowing yourself this time to rest, you're giving your body and brain the opportunity to do their essential work. You're not being lazy or unproductive. You're engaging in one of the most important biological processes for your health and well-being. Every minute you spend in deep sleep, your brain is clearing waste, consolidating memories, regulating synapses. Every minute in REM sleep, you're processing emotions, integrating experiences, potentially even solving problems that stumped you during the day. Every minute of sleep, your immune system is producing defenses. Your cardiovascular system is resting. Your tissues are repairing.
This is not time wasted. This is time invested in your health, in your cognitive function, in your emotional well-being, in your longevity. So as you continue to rest here, as you drift toward or into sleep, know that you're doing something profoundly important. You're honoring one of your body's most fundamental needs. You're participating in a process that evolution has refined over millions of years. A process that touches every aspect of your being. Sleep is not weakness. It's not laziness. It's not time stolen from productivity. Sleep is strength. It's wisdom. It's the foundation of health and performance and well-being. And with that understanding, with that respect for the remarkable process of sleep, let yourself rest even more deeply. Let yourself trust even more completely in your body's wisdom. Let yourself surrender to this ancient, essential healing process. You're doing exactly what you need to do. You're exactly where you need to be. Rest well, your body knows the way. I'm going to speak less frequently now. You'll hear my voice occasionally throughout the night, but mostly you'll rest in silence, supported by gentle sounds. You don't need to stay awake to listen. In fact, the goal is to fall asleep, to drift off completely, to trust your body to do what it knows how to do. Sleep well. Rest deeply. Your nervous system is reset. Everything is ready. Let yourself go now. If you're still hearing this, you're in a beautiful state between waking and sleeping. This is theta territory. Your brain waves have slowed. Your consciousness is becoming less defined. Thoughts are drifting by like clouds. You're not quite awake, not quite asleep. This liminal space is precious. Creative insights come here. Solutions to problems appear here. Let yourself float in this space. There's no need to push into sleep. It will come when it's ready. You might be in light sleep now, stage to sleep. Your body temperature has dropped slightly. Your heart rate has slowed even more. Your muscles occasionally twitch as they release the last bits of tension. These are called sleep spindles, brief bursts of brain activity that look like little explosions on an EEG. Scientists believe these spindles help consolidate memories, taking what happened today and storing it for long-term keeping. Your brain is doing important work while you rest. Trust it. By now, you may have entered deep sleep, delta sleep. This is where the deepest healing happens. Your body is releasing growth hormones. Your cells are repairing themselves. Your immune system is creating new defenses. Your brain is clearing away waste products through the lymphatic system. All of this happens automatically while you sleep. You don't need to do anything. Your body knows exactly what to do. It's been doing this every night of your life since you were born. Trust it. Rest. You may be cycling through REM sleep now. Your eyes are moving rapidly beneath your eyelids. Your brain is almost as active as when you're awake, processing emotions, consolidating memories, perhaps creating dreams. Dreams are mysterious. Scientists still don't fully understand why we dream, but we know dreams are important. They help us process our experiences, regulate our emotions, maybe even solve problems we couldn't solve while awake. If you're dreaming, let the dreams unfold. They're part of your healing. Throughout the night, you've been cycling through the stages of sleep. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, then back again. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes. By now, you've completed several full cycles. Your body has received profound restoration. Your brain has processed and consolidated it. Your nervous system has maintained its beautiful parasympathetic state. You've given yourself the gift of true rest. As morning approaches, your sleep naturally becomes lighter. You might be spending more time in REM sleep now, less time in deep delta sleep. This is normal. It's your body's way of preparing to wake, but there's no rush. Rest as long as you need. Your body will wake naturally when it's ready, when it's received everything it needs from sleep. 3 hours have passed. Whether you're still sleeping or beginning to wake, know that you've given your body tremendous healing. Your nervous system has reset. Your stress has dissolved. You've transitioned from sympathetic activation to parasympathetic rest and stayed there, allowing your body to do its deepest work. When you wake, you'll feel the benefits: more energy, clearer thinking, better mood, all because you took the time to truly rest. Sleep well, be well. Good night. Your nervous system needs to reset. This hour's guided sleep meditation uses neuroscience-based techniques to shift your body from stress mode into deep rest mode. Learn the science behind sleep as you fall asleep.